Hello there. It's me, Billy Ray Cyrus, coming to you live from Nashville, Tennessee. All right, today I am in my kitchen. First of all, because I live here. Second of all, because I've been cooking up a little something in my brain, literally and figuratively. Now, I'm someone who loves baking. I love baking. I like eating cookies, and I also like King Arthur Flour, the baking company. They've got a fucking sick-ass website. They've got great recipes, and every single recipe that I have ever tried from them has been great. There's a lot of breads, there's a lot of baked goods. I've tried a good amount of them. The go-to for baking is chocolate chip cookies. So, today, I want to try all of their chocolate chip cookies, because some of the recipes on there have like 500 reviews for them and others have like 5. I want to find out which one of these is the best. I'm not looking to find a favorite chocolate chip cookie. I already know what it is, and it's none of these. It's from a murder mystery series that also gives baking recipes, and it's so fucking good. The cookie, not the books. I don't know how to read. There's like at least 30 recipes for chocolate chip cookies. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to try all of them. I want to find the best one. That's it. I just want to eat some cookies. I'm hungry. All of these, I'm going to be following the directions exactly as they say. The only difference is I'm going to be making them vegan. I know. Shut up. I'm already pretty good at vegan baking. Basically, everything I'm going to be doing is just substituting regular butter for Miyoko's butter, because Miyoko's is great butter. If you change out the butters, sometimes it doesn't work. Miyoko's reliably works, okay? And then eggs, I'm just going to be substituting with flax eggs, which is just flax meal and water, and you let it soak and it gets all goopy. I am also someone who notoriously does not like following recipes. Look, every recipe I see, I think I know better, but today I'm gonna actually follow these recipes to the T to make sure that they come out exactly as they were intended to. Anyway, be making a lot of cookies here. Let's get started. Hop to! When I say get started, I'm lying. I've already made 4 of these recipes. As you can see, this is the end of the day. The camera's dying. There are cookies right next to the camera, and they're already burnt. Yay! So to get things started off, we are at a bright and early 9:45 p.m. in September. That's right, I started this in September. I was just really, in the mood for some cookies and thought, what a better way than to commit to making, like 30 plus recipes at one point and trying all of them. I'm sure there's no way that could end badly. At this point, I was, guns a-blazing. I soon started to realize that, maybe making full batches of cookies might cause a bit of a problem. We'll make 100 small cookies. Oh no. I just ignore all the warning signs and just keep going, What's the worst that could happen? This was a mistake. These first oatmeal cookies, these were fucking solid. That I may or may not know myself a little too well and just, picked the perfect ones right off the bat. Oh shit, these are really good. This was the best idea I've ever had. These were nice and like crunchy and chewy without being like dry or crumbly. I would give these a solid like 9 out of 10. We're starting off strong. This was such a good idea. I'm a genius. Are you gonna go get sprayed by a skunk? Now, you might be wondering, what in the Lady Jessica of House Atreides do we have going on over here? Well, I'm making an abomination. I continued on the next day at a much more reasonable time. I was gonna make a full recipe. Oh, fuck. I can't believe you've done this. It's fine, nobody saw it. Nobody saw it! Alright, half egg, go away. Just filled with what some might say is just naivety or stupidity, depending on who you are. But you know what? Even it'll take more than a little goof to stop me, Now, these almond cookies were real good. I gotta say, they are just like a lovely, delicious little almond flavor. They hold together super well. I don't think they come across as like super gluten-free, you know? Gently flatten them. Almond flours are out. Those look like they ain't got no flour in them. And it's just a nice little change up from like a standard cookie, you know? You got a little almond in there, they're little tiny little guys, and they're just good for snacking on. Overall, I think a great option. These get a solid like 8 out of 10. Now, I've already mentioned that I do have a favorite cookie, and that cookie is none of the cookies that I'm currently making, unfortunately. However, my favorite cookie is, in fact, called Chocolate Chip Crunch Cookie from the Chocolate Chip Cookie Murder series. Now, the cookie that I'm currently making is the Ranger cookie, and I would say out of all of them, this is the closest in like texture and flavor to that one. Both of them have cornflakes in them that add like a nice little crunch to them. But the ones I like are better than this. You know, these are fine. They've got some coconut in there too, which adds some nice texture. But look, the other ones are better. I like them more. Nothing against these personally, but you know, nothing could live up to the high expectations that I have from like a 30-year-old book series that I also just found out is apparently a Hallmark movie. I don't know. That doesn't seem like a strong selling point for my cookies, but trust me, they are quite good. Thank you, Zoe. These ones were a bit more chewy in like a not super great way, but overall I would still give the Ranger cookies like a 6.5 out of 10. All right, so up until this point, things have been going quite well. This is where they start to take a turn for the worse. That might have been too much. Oh well. And egg. My egg! I may or may not have caused one of the problems that led to their downfall. They did call for like an optional little dash of espresso powder. The espresso powder definitely does give it a flavor despite them saying it doesn't, and I definitely added in far too much of it, which I figured would just be fine. It wasn't. It gave it a very like protein powdery flavor. They have that texture that's like, you know? Also, they're definitely a little burnt. I followed the directions. It said 425 for 9 minutes exactly. This was 425 for 9 minutes exactly. But that's yeah, those are burnt. That's fine, I'll eat them. Even with these like not being the best, they were still good. I ate them all. I wouldn't like give these out to other people, but I happily ate them all myself. Give it like a 5.5. Oh yeah, so the bag. Basically, I'm taking all of the leftover dough bits and I'm gonna put them into one giant cookie and bake it at the end so that I'm not wasting dough and also chaos. Yes, my first restock trip of many to come. I genuinely thought that this would take like 2, maybe 3 weeks tops. So I went to the store at like 11 the night before to get more stuff. Turns out they had no butter, and it was also on sale. But anyway, a lot of these recipes did require some brown butter, so I just decided to make a whole bunch beforehand. Turns out I needed more. I was also really just trying to focus in here and make a bunch of eggs ahead of time so I could just, you know, sail through these recipes. Most importantly, while I've been editing this, I have a note on here to add in the Frasier scrambled egg song. Okay, I feel like I'm being gaslit. I swear to God that somewhere in the world there exists a version of the Frasier theme song where it's just someone saying like the scrambled eggs line over and over again. For the life of me, I cannot find this. If anyone knows what I'm talking about, please tell me if it's real or not, because I am losing it. I could recreate it myself. I'm not gonna do that. Someone find it for me, please. Or talk about, oh yeah, the cookies. So these were the sourdough cookies. Let me tell you, I am like a prophet. In like January of 2020, I wanted to get into making sourdough bread because I really like baking. So I made my own little sourdough starter. His name's Jeremy because he's Jeremy. And he has been alive ever since. And I love him and I feed him regularly. And this shit isn't hard, honestly. You just feed it once a week. Anyway, these cookies were delicious. They did have to, have a sourdough starter. They did have to like sit and quote unquote ferment overnight. But they were delicious. They did taste a little bit weird. Like the first bite, you're like, something's wrong. But overall, they were delicious. They did have like a nice little sourdough like tang to them. I feel like if you gave these to kids, they might not like them. But being the adult that I am, these were delicious and I love them. Just like 8.5 out of 10. I messed it up. I don't care enough to remake it. It's fine. It doesn't matter. It's also at this point that I started to realize that I just repeat the same things over and over again, whether or not anyone else is present. Egg, 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 egg. Dunkin' egg. Egg, 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 egg. I don't think y'all realize how many times I have cut me just saying the same jokes over and over again. Every time there's an egg, I say egg. Every time I have to make like a teeny tiny little quarter portion of anything, I reuse the same joke from The Force Awakens, of the guy that's just like, you get 1/4 portion. Every single time, without fail. I'm starting to think there's something wrong. But anyway, these cookies were just okay. I did not love them, but I didn't hate them. I did bring these to like a gathering and everyone loved them. I brought like 5 different kinds of cookies and these specifically were the ones that everyone went for first. They all loved them. So I don't really care enough about them. I don't hate them enough to argue against everyone else, but I just don't care about them. Personally, I would have given these a 6, but since everyone else loved them, I think I'm probably the one in the wrong, so I'll bump them up to like a generous 7.5. All right, chunk wild. What does that mean? It means it's got a lot of different chocolate chips in there. I think this one had like 3 kinds. It had regular chocolate chips, peanut butter chocolate chips, and white chocolate chips? Do you say chocolate twice in that case? I don't know. Anyway, these were pretty good. Full disclosure, the peanut butter chips that I bought for these weren't vegan. Liar! I definitely thought that this would only take me like 2 or 3 weeks to finish the entire thing, and none of my local stores had like vegan peanut butter chips. And I'm not going to Whole Foods because I hate Amazon. I don't have time to get into it now, but I'm not going to fucking Whole Foods. Still had to go to Whole Foods. But anyway, this is the hill that I'm willing to die on. Besides that, these were still pretty good. I thought these were going to be like insanely sweet because of all the chocolate chips, but they weren't, surprisingly, so that was really good. But they did just taste a lot like white chocolate, which white chocolate isn't the best. It's fine, but it is what it is. A lot of these recipes that called for a bunch of different chocolate chips all ended up tasting pretty much the same. This one was probably like slightly less good than the others, but it doesn't really matter because they all taste the same. Anyway, still good. Get a 7.5. I'm now the proud owner of 3 separate bags of buckwheat flour. I only remember buying one of these, and I don't remember using any of them. So this was one of the other cookies that was just a naturally gluten-free cookie. It uses buckwheat flour instead of wheat flour. The wheat is in the word. There's no wheat in it, I know. But anyway, these ones were like really good. I brought these to the function also. I had to like when I brought these, some people were really down with them and other people were like afraid of them. And I had to like go in and explain to them that they were good and just have to trust me on it. But a ton of people were like very suspicious of them. I think they all ended up liking them, but you know, that is a little bit of a roadblock that you do have to get over. I also wrote down that these would be really great for the holidays. Again, this was in September. I thought I would be done with this in like 2 weeks. Anyway, the cardamom was delicious. These get a solid like 8.5. These ones definitely try these. They're very, very, very good. One of the great things about baking is that it's just so relaxing, you know, put on a little smooth jazz and you just have a nice time. Anyway, I did have to go through just a ton of recipes. If you just search chocolate chip cookies on the King Arthur website, it'll come up with like an alarming 131 results. I'm obviously not doing that. Also, just because of the search engine, it pulls up a lot of stuff that aren't actually cookies. Anyway, I basically just chose all of the ones that I would consider to be chocolate chip cookies. Some of them just say chocolate is optional. That's not a chocolate chip cookie. It's not optional. Besides that, I did try to make all of them. I didn't want to do the paleo ones because I just don't want to. Also, the rye flour ones, these were really good. Pretty much indistinguishable from like the oatmeal ones, except they didn't have oatmeal. Still really good though. I'll give them like an 8.5. Oops, got dog hair in it. That's fine. Now, what the fuck does take 10 mean? All of the ingredients here are considered by cancer researchers to be breast cancer prevention friendly. Now, here's a little PSA for all of you. Every single person, regardless of, you know, chromosomes, has the ability to get breast cancer. It doesn't matter whether you got big boobs, small boobs, no boobs. You can't get breast cancer. There is like tissue in there. Anyway, I'm not qualified to talk about this. Anyway, check your titties, you know, do yourself a favor. That's all I'm gonna say about this. Also, these cookies were surprisingly very good. I thought they were gonna be like health food cookies, but they weren't. They were actually like very delicious. They had a lot of add-ins to them that made them really unique, even though there were cranberries in them and I don't like fruit, but it was easy to like ignore those. There were carrots in them too. The carrots were really good. It didn't taste like vegetables. It tastes like carrot cake, you know? Guess who didn't set a timer? Oh yeah, no, we're good. We're fine. Those aren't cooked at all. Sure, we'll call those done. Anyway, these get a solid like 8.5. These are good. I was afraid that they were going to taste very like health foody, but they don't. I would like them better without cranberries, but other than that, they're really good. Now, this is technically 2 recipes turned into one. A lot of the recipes on this website, especially the ones for like gluten-free cookies, they would basically have the same recipe on there twice, but one calling for regular flour and one calling for gluten-free flour. Besides that, they were identical. I basically just combined them into one because I can't make that many cookies. Look, the vegan butter is expensive. The chocolate is expensive. I do not have the funds to sustain this kind of living. But anyway, these were pretty good. They were definitely supposed to be like soft cookies. It's literally in the title, but they tasted like cookie dough. The cooked cookie tasted like raw cookie dough. I will not be explaining that anymore. Look, cookies are just better than cookie dough. If you like cookie dough, that's fine. I like cookie dough too, but there's no way in hell that I would ever take raw cookie dough over a solidly cooked, like crunchy cookie. I think everyone else is just too impatient. Just wait like 10 minutes. It doesn't take that long, and it turns out so much better. Also, in my ever-growing professionalism, I did forget to film me eating these. Whatever. 6.5. Now, this is one of the cookies on there that is also naturally gluten-free. Basically, it's just like peanut butter and eggs. And to make it vegan, you can't have the eggs. So it's basically just peanut butter and the flax eggs, which they turned out good, like don't get me wrong, but I think all of the heavy lifting is done by the eggs in the actual recipe. So without that, they were lacking in some structural integrity. Also, ignore all the applesauce that's on here. The apples are everywhere and they attract skunks. Also, look at my cute little chocolate chip bowl. This is for my snacking chips. And I've also dropped it like 4 or 5 times. So the dog is looking haggard at best. Even though they weren't super structurally sound, they still tasted delicious, still taste like peanut butter and chocolate. You know, you can't go wrong there. Give them a nice, like, 8 out of 10. Also forgot to film these as well. Oh shit, this song rocks! Oh yeah, this is when I realized that the rest of the Epic cast had, like, solo music. And oh my god, are they all so talented. I cannot even fathom what it would be like to be that talented and to be able to just like sing on command and have it sound good. What a life. Now, I am no stranger to pumpkin cookies. I am quite the connoisseur of pumpkin goods, not because I love pumpkin spice, but just because I got a lot of pumpkins, okay? I'm not explaining how I get them. Anyway, these were really good. I feel like a lot of the problem with like regular pumpkin cookies is that they're a lot cakier than they are cookie-y, you feel. Also, these ones in particular called for orange zest and orange juice, and I don't like fruit, okay? Any fruit is bad, but like oranges, I feel like oranges are some of the worst. The smell just, it makes me want to gag. It's not great. But I powered through. I said I was going to make all of these how they're supposed to be made, and I'm going to do it, except when I don't. But this is not one of those cases. Also, I'm making a cake. Oh, it's so pretty. To the cookies. Anyway, these were pretty good. They did taste like orange, which I didn't love, but they were edible, you know, they were still good. Also, walnuts in there, nice little texture since everything's very soft. Also, a very reasonable amount of chocolate in these. Still, I would prefer like a crunchier cookie, so these get like a 6. They also did have like a quote-unquote frosting that was supposed to be on top of them that I forgot to make. So I did go in and add those on later, and shockingly enough, it just tastes like sugar. Tastes the same, but now there's more sugar on it. Give it an extra half point. And then we have these disasters. What happened? So remember way back when in the beginning when I was young and hopeful about all this and I said that I was going to follow these recipes exactly? This is why. Because when you deviate from the recipes, things go badly. People who made these recipes know that. And that's why they wrote them. So right here you can see some jackass using coconut oil instead of Crisco because I didn't want to go to the store again and buy more stuff. And you know what happens? So we've had a little bit of a situation. Yep, this entire thing just imploded because I used a different kind of oil. Anyway, whatever. I'm over it. Fine, I went to the store, bought more Crisco, bought more chocolate chips because I am going through the chocolate chips. Oh my god, I didn't realize how many chocolate chips I would need. I made this stupid thing. You want to know why there's an oven outside? It was like 103 when I was making this, and my house doesn't have air conditioning, all right? That's why I'm so upset about this. And, you know, and guess what? When you follow the recipe, it turns out great. Who would have thought? They're delicious, unfortunately. I know. I'm upset too. Fuck this good cookie. As you can see here, I'm just doing really well mentally. Oh, I can't wait to get that back. We've got Cowboy Cookies up next, and every single time I hear the word Cowboy Cookies, I just think of the Cowboy Cookie song from Ned's Declassified. It doesn't matter if I'm reading it, if I'm watching it back, every single time, all I hear is Cowboy Cookie. Cowboy Cookie, the bullies, they don't scare. These did kind of just blend in with all of the other cookies we've made, but these ones had pecan in them, so they were really good. Besides that kind of indistinguishable, they were good. Don't get me wrong. I would say out of most of the ones that were similar, these were on the better side, specifically because of the pecans. Also, I don't think they had too many chocolate chips. Some of these have too many chocolate chips. The people who write these have stock in Nestle or something. I don't know what they're playing at, but there's such a thing as too many chocolate chips. All right, anyway, these ones, really good, 8.5. Cowboy Cookie, the ladies really love them. Cowboy Cookie, the greatest you ever saw. Cowboy Cookie, the bullies they don't scare 'em. Cowboy Cookie, yippee yippee yeehaw. Cowboy Cookie, yippee yippee yeehaw. Yeah, that's how things are going at this point. Anyway, these are also good. They also taste exactly the same as everything else. I literally wrote down, they're basically the Chunk Wild cookies, but with less chunk. The whole thing about them is that they're like customizable, so you can make them your favorite cookie. And, oh, for recipes, just say what you want to put in them. If you... I hate recipes that are like, you know, you can put whatever you want in them. It's like, I know I can put whatever I want in them. You're supposed to tell me what to put in them. Anyway, too much free will is a problem. Don't say that. No. I basically just use the same ingredients because I already had them, so they taste identical to everything else. They're still good. I like them. 8.5. We're moving on. Both good. All right, another one of the gluten-free cookies. These ones are basically the same as the other flourless peanut butter cookies, except they've got quinoa flour in them. I did not want to buy quinoa flour because, again, money. However, I had quinoa, so I just, like, blitzed it up. And let me tell you, some of those pieces were just whole. Which actually did give it a nice little texture. It gave it a nice little crunch without cracking any of my teeth. I don't think that's what was intended. And I don't care what was intended. This isn't about them. Anyway, they were good. They were delicious. Peanut butter and chocolate. They did look a little funky because of the texture. A little unwell, but they tasted good. These ones probably like an 8. These were really crispy yesterday, but I put them in the tub with the pumpkin cookies. And I think the pumpkin cookies are like leaching moisture into everything. I like them. They're good. I don't know what department store this is supposed to be, but it also makes 10 dozen cookies. I'm absolutely not doing that. Mentally, for these ones, I was feeling a little bit better. But then I also remembered that the count censored exists. So, you know, things devolved from there. I love to cream. Slowly, slowly, slowly getting faster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Light the candles on the shelf. When I'm alone, myself. So good. Honestly, if you have never seen this video, like, stop watching this video. First of all, don't watch this video. Go watch The Count Censored instead. It is one of my favorite videos in the entire world. It is so funny. Yo, future me. Add in the Zelda cooking sound effect. Anyway, cookies, you know the drill. I still don't know what department store this is for. I've been too lazy to look it up. I don't know of any department stores that offer cookies. Is this like a free cookie deal? Is that something that rich people do? I don't know. I would love to get some free cookies when I shop. It would make shopping less horrendous. Literally, the first note I have on these says, I can't remember which these are. I took these notes while I was eating them. Oh, excuse me, ma'am. Is this too close? Probably. As a consumer, I love the amount of chocolate that's in this. As the person who paid for like 12 bags of chocolate, I do not love the amount of chocolate in this. Cookie. Good. Alright, what the fuck is going on here? Oh, okay, you know what this is? So, chocolate is expensive. I've bought a lot of chocolate, and I'm also making my Abomination Cookie with just a ton of stuff, so I may or may not have gone through and picked out most of the chocolate chips that were in there to reuse for other purposes. Let me be clear, I did not put these in cookies that I was giving to other people, alright? I saved this chocolate and I ate it myself. Go to the next cookie. So this is our first like naturally vegan cookie. If you've never made like vegan food before, this is an easy one to do. You know, there's no weird ingredients. You don't have to buy some like $800 shit from Whole Foods. I hate Whole Foods. Anyway, this is just like oil, you know, you have it. It's easy to make. The one issue with this is that they don't add vanilla. You need vanilla. If you don't add vanilla, it just tastes like flour. It's fine. It's a good cookie, but you need to have something in there, all right? Vanilla is in fact a flavor, and it is a very good flavor. I wanted cookies like 2 days ago, and I actually used this recipe. I changed almost everything in there because I learned nothing from this, and it was a lot better. I added some vanilla. I also burned myself twice. Anyway, despite that, they had salt on them. They were good. 7. But these are a solid cookie. Alright, chocolate chip walnut mandelbrot. What is mandelbrot? Depending on what you Google, Mandelbrot is either a Polish-born French-American mathematician and polymath. What the fuck is a polymath? I don't care. Either that or like a Jewish cookie. Basically like a biscotti. The cookies are great. The man, I don't know. I'm not gonna look it up, and I'm not willing to defend him for anything. Anyway, these were delicious. Oh my god, they were so good. These cookies, I didn't realize how much of like a change of pace I needed until I got to these cookies. Flavor-wise, they taste the same as everything else. It's like flour, walnuts, and chocolate. But texturally, these were like so nice and crunchy. I really, when I was making these, I really thought I fucked it up. But it all turned out okay in the end. You know, sometimes you think you're fucking it up. Sometimes you get some delicious cookies out of it. That's your lesson of the day. What's the lesson? I don't know. I'm tired. 9 out of 10. I'm the least excited for these. I think these might be the worst. They should really make this on the other side. You know? Like, put it here. You know? Sharks. Sharks, I come to you today with a new product. It's called butter, but the little things are on the other side. Because when you open it up, you can't see this. You put the numbers on this side. You know? Mark Cuban. You can reach me by email. All right, remember the vanilla chocolate chip cookies, our old friend, our first failure. This is the same exact recipe as that, except with some different flavors. So basically, take everything I like about that cookie, being the chocolate, and replace it with things I don't like, which is cranberries, white chocolate, and orange. Who could imagine that I wouldn't like this? Anyway, it doesn't matter. I made it how it was supposed to be made. I ate it. For some reason, these didn't get burnt. I don't know what the fuck was going on the first time, but these turned out fine. These also had optional espresso powder in them, but I learned my lesson from last time. I didn't put those in. That would absolutely ruin any chance these had of being good. Anyway, these turned out fine. This one looks the least threatening. Personally, I would give them like a 5.5. Everyone else I gave them to really like them, so I'll bump it up to a generous, I don't know. I'll bump it up to a generous 6. How about that? I mean, I don't hate it. I don't like it, but I don't hate it. Include the picture of the last time I made these. Those went well. Okay. These cookies I have made before, and I have made them twice before, and I failed the first time at making them. Why? It's because I didn't follow the recipe, and I used coconut oil instead. How could we have foreseen these consequences? Anyway, these are fine. They won, like, Cookie Award of the Year for King Arthur, like, 2 years ago, I think. So I tried them then. They're just fine. They've got brown butter. They've got tanjong, which I guess is used for, like, milk breads. They're fine. I don't think it does a lot to it, but you can make these gluten-free. The first 2 times I made them, I did make them gluten-free, and the little, like, roux thing that you have to make does work fine with gluten-free flour. Anyway, if anyone cares. They're fine. They taste like chocolate chip cookies. And for some reason, when I'm eating them, I look like that little rat from the Aristocrats. I love chocolate, obviously. I'm making a shit ton of cookies, and these are double chocolate, and they sound great. Is there a thing as too much chocolate? Yes. And these recipes push it constantly. So many of these recipes call for so much chocolate, and while it tastes good, it impacts, like, the structural integrity of the cookies, and also my wallet. Look at me. Hey, this one? Hey, too much chocolate in this one, alright? I'm not adding in 2¼ cups of chocolate, you lunatics. Anyway, it makes them taste good, so who cares? In my utmost professionalism, I filmed me eating these, and then I deleted it. Anyway, they taste exactly like those little, like, mini brownies that people bring into, like, class parties. That's exactly what they are. Are they good? Sure. Are they great? No. Will I eat 30 of them? Yes. We're back and ready to rumble. What the fuck? My guy. So after that little conundrum, I took a few weeks off from baking cookies. I was tired. I did not want more cookies. I have been eating all of these cookies. None of these cookies went to waste. I'll have you know, either I ate them or I gave them to people who would eat them. But all of them were consumed. Have no fear. At this point, running around in the background, there's a dog who is so sweet and is just the world's most codependent dog. and it's just hysterical crying the whole time. It was fun. It did wonders for my brain. Anyway, these marbled cookies were just fine. Basically, you take the dough and you split it in half, and to half of it you add vanilla and chocolate chips, and the other half is cocoa powder and white chocolate chips, and then you smush them all together. They look real nice. They tasted just like generic store-bought cookie dough. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I just wanted them to be better. You also might have noticed that enough time has passed where my nail finally grew out, so there wasn't blood under it. And what did I do? I ate shit while I was running, and I scraped up my arm, so now we're back at it again. I fell twice in 2 days at the same spot. It's fine. These cookies are fine. 7.5. Alright, Pistachio Chocolate Chip. Now, these ones I have so been looking forward to the entire time. This is what has been keeping me going. I peaked early. I chose all of the ones that I was most interested in at the beginning. And then at the end, it was just everything I didn't want to do. But these ones I was excited for. And these were great. Full disclosure, first time I made them, I had already run out of white chocolate chips. I didn't want to buy any more. So I just said, fuck it. There's no white chocolate chips in them. It's not like it's on camera and you can prove me otherwise. Anyway, in the meantime, I have remade these with white chocolate, and I gotta say, they are better with the white chocolate. The white chocolate is quite good in them. I might actually start to like white chocolate now. These are very good. They're also nice and fun and green, but not in like a vomit way. Another fine addition to the collection of cookie with just stuff in it, if that's not just all of them. These ones were pretty good. They had like peanut butter in them, they had chocolate chips, they had M&Ms, they had pretzels. I had to go to fucking Whole Foods to find vegan M&Ms, and they were like $9 for a bag. They were fine, but it's just an M&M. I hate Whole Foods. Anyway, these cookies were good. The pretzels weren't like super crunchy, but they did add some nice little salt. Overall, I did like them. Also, peanut butter is delicious. What do you think? Come here. Archie, what do you think? He doesn't care. What is there to say about crunchy whole grain cookies? They tasted exactly the same as the first ones and then the rye ones. They're good. Like, there's nothing special about them. I like them. I wrote down that they have too much chocolate. So many of these have too many chocolate. I cannot be putting the amount of chocolate that King Arthur wants into all of these. Anyway, they're still good. I liked them. Another solid cookie gets a 9 out of 10. Well, it's a little bit dangerous, my friend. As you can see here, this is when Epic Vengeance Saga released. There is just like multiple hours of footage of me singing and dancing along to this. It took so much longer to make these cookies than it should have because I was just running around and I was having a great time. Oh no! They're gross. The only bad thing is that these cookies sucked. I couldn't find freeze-dried raspberries anywhere, and I had to go to Whole Foods to get them, and then when I tried them, they're disgusting. This biscotti dough was so dry. I did have to change it because it was just not dough. I had to add a bunch of water to it. It like barely came together. It was still dry and crumbly. These were not good. I did not like them. They're not horrible, but I don't like them. Thumbs up for it being over with. Someone else will eat these. Not my problem. More cookies that are absolutely indistinguishable from the rest of them. At least I was having a good time. These were fine. They were good. They taste like everything else, but at least I got to eat these instead of the raspberry walnut biscotti because, again, I did not like those. I was very happy to take these as a substitute instead. They're good. Nothing great. Nothing special. I'll give them like a nice 7 out of 5. They're still warm, so they're not chewy, but they're good. As you can tell by the look on my face and the blankness of my eyes, this was election day here in the US. I don't want to talk about it. This was just stress baking. I picked the zucchini cookies because I love zucchini and I just wanted to have some good cookies while just staring at a wall, shitting myself for hours. It's fine. It's not fine, but I'm moving on. These cookies were good. Basically a zucchini muffin, but in a cookie. This kind of looks like vomit now, but I'm so excited to eat these. It's delicious. I liked it. They were great. It gave me something to do. These, I love them. It's you and me zucchini. God, I just love zucchini. These get like an 8.5. These are great. I like them. More stress baking the same day, just making some peanut butter dips, you know. I love some peanut butter and chocolate. It gives me comfort. Nothing can go wrong. Anyway, these were good cookies. I will say, out of all the peanut butter cookies, I think I liked these the least. While they were fun and had like a little chocolate coating on the side of them, every time I ate these, I wanted to vomit. That could have just been the climate, but that's what happened. I don't hold it against the cookies. It's just how it goes sometimes. It just be like that sometimes.
All of those sounds that are trapped in your mind. Sir, are you okay?
I'm a little messed up. Another entry into the very depressing saga of baking, starting off at 11:30 p.m. I just wanted some cookies. I ran out of the other ones. I needed sugar. These were just called Easy Chocolate Chip cookies, and they were apparently so easy that I forgot I made them and did not write down a single thing about them. Is that a good thing? Is it a bad thing? I don't know. At least they weren't horrible, you know? They're probably just fine if I had to guess. If I had to guess, they're just okay. They weren't memorable. They look identical to everything else. I got to make some cookies. I got to play some Hades. We're moving on. All right, we're back. It's the last stretch. This is the final day of baking cookies. I've never been more happy to be done with anything in my life. Now, these cranberry cookies, like I mentioned, I don't like fruit. I don't like any fruit. Cranberries are a fruit, So just right off the bat, I'm not gonna like these. I've been, you know, a big boy and have been eating all of the other fruit cookies here, except for the raspberry ones, because those are disgusting. And I'm doing the same thing with these, all right? I made these because I wanted cookies, even though I didn't necessarily think I'd like them, and I ate them. Did I enjoy them? No. Did I eat all of them? Yes. Because one, food waste is a huge problem, and two, I wanted cookies so badly, and these are what were there. I wasn't happy about eating them, but I ate them. 6.5. Last one, bring it on. There's certainly cranberries in it. Ah yes, world peace cookies. The mood of this day was lightened by the fact that I was listening to Dancing Through Life from the original Broadway version of Wicked. I think you can get a vibe of the day by knowing that I listened to Dancing Through Life 7 times. That song is 7.5 minutes long. I listened to that song for almost an entire hour that day. Alright, I regret nothing. The song's a banger. And we're back baking with the world peace cookies. But you know, much like the title of these cookies, I think we could learn a little bit about being a more peaceful world. I dream of a world where we could be just like these cookies. That is one big pile of shit. Like this isn't dough. This isn't usable. Oh god. Okay, that should be enough. Alright, this is dough. Finally. Jesus Christ. I hate this. I'm dying better. Great, freezer. All right. Oh no. It's fine. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Oh. Rough. I hate it. These look like actual shit. Whatever. Whatever! I never want to see you again. Bone apple tea. Hate it. I'm done with this. I don't want to make any more cookies. Hello there. It has been approximately 2 months since the last batch of cookies that I made. I was very tired of making cookies for a while, but new year, new cookies. Also, forgot about this in my freezer. Time to cook up this just absolute abomination of a cookie right here. I did defrost it and the whole thing just kind of looks wet. I'm gonna be honest, it's looked better I'm not too worried about this. I think this is probably going to be fine. All of these cookies pretty much taste the same anyway. I am a little scared of getting like a rogue freeze-dried raspberry in there or like carrot chunk, you know? But besides that, I think it should be fine. Hello. All right, time to wrap this shit up. I have been filming this video for 5 months now. I'm ready to be done with it. Overall thoughts. Would I recommend anyone do this? No. Save yourself some time. For the most part, all of these cookies were good. I also cannot distinguish any of them in my memory because there were like 35 different types of cookies. All that being said, I do have some top favorites. Now, out of all of these, the chocolate chip oatmeal ones, the very first ones I made, the pistachio chocolate chip, and the chocolate walnut mandelbrot. I would say that those are my 3 favorites. There were ones that like technically scored higher in my little point system, but I don't care. Me being the person who set the rules will also break them with no consequences. The chocolate chip oatmeal, I started off too high. Those were the first ones I made. It could very well be that I like those ones the most because I wasn't so jaded by eating so many cookies. But those ones were great. The pistachio chocolate chip ones, I've also made them like 4 or 5 times since then, and everyone that I've given them to loves them, and I think they're great. Also, like the white chocolate in them is surprisingly good. Okay, and then the walnut mandelbrots, those were really good. Even though I felt like I fucked it up when I was making them, like they still tasted great. It was a great change up between all of the other cookies since it was like a biscotti-y texture, and they're just topped with sugar. Like, what do you want me to say? They were delicious. Oh my God, if you have them with like tea or coffee or hot chocolate or anything, oh, so good. Now, as for the worst cookies, by far my least favorite cookies were like the fruit heavy ones, specifically the raspberry ones. I don't know what it is about freeze-dried raspberries, but I hate them. The chocolate raspberry walnut whole wheat biscotti, first of all, get a shorter name. Those ones were just not good. I made those and then immediately gave them to other people who liked them, but if I had to keep them, I would have thrown them away. That's how much I did not like them. The recipe like did not work for me. It was just so dry and crumbly. I had to like keep on adding water so that it could at least make a dough. Same thing with the world peace cookies. Those were the other ones with the raspberries in them, and like I don't know what it is, but those were not doughs. That was just like sand in a bowl. Finally, there are some that I think deserve an honorable mention. Everything else like pretty much blended together after a while. These ones I thought like really stood out and were really good. The sourdough chocolate chip, those ones were fucking fire. They like, I don't want to say they tasted bitter, but like they had kind of that like sourdough fermented funk to them a little bit. I don't know, they have like flavor complexity, you know? The Take 10 super cookies, those ones were also surprisingly very good. Not usually what I would go for, but I think for like a healthy cookie, they were very much a good cookie. You know, when there's like the good option and then there's like the healthy and or vegan and or gluten-free option, like it's the same option here, you know? They were delicious. It was a good change up. It didn't taste that much like carrot, or I think they had like cranberries in them, but there was like a lot of like fun texture going on in there. Those ones I really did like. Last one is the Buckwheat Cardamom chocolate chunk cookies. Those ones were really good. Those ones, I think those are the only like naturally gluten-free ones on here. Sometimes like gluten-free stuff and buckwheat in general have like a really weird like bean flavor to them. If you've eaten a lot of gluten-free flour stuff, you'll know what I mean. It's got a bean taste to it. The cardamom in there is not something that like you would usually find in a cookie or in like a chocolate chip cookie, and those were like really good. Especially I think they had like dark chocolate in them too. Ooh, those were really good. I liked those. And then besides that, the monster cookie. Oh, the monster cookie. All right, our monster cookie. Ooh. Ooh. She is big and beautiful. Too much stuff up here. Ignore everything that's going on back there. That's for a later video. It's great. You can see all the different remnants. This kind of reminds me of owl pellets. You can see all the little like remnants of the cookies that were in there. You got the cornflakes, you got the M&Ms, the pretzels. Owl pellets. All right, last cookie. Let this hellscape be over. Cheers. Pretty good. You do get like rogue pieces of fruit in there. And the cornflakes are very soggy after sitting in the freezer for 5 months. But it's nice, it's crunchy. There's a lot of oats, a lot of walnuts, a lot of chocolate, despite my pillaging. I can't tell if the darkness in this is because there's like cocoa powder mixed in here or just because I kind of burnt it, but it tastes great. All of these cookies, I think the highest ones got like a 9 out of 10. You want a 10 out of 10 cookie? Here you go. This is my favorite cookie recipe. None of them can beat this. It's the best. Enjoy. All right, that's all from me. Go make some cookies. This is a very long video, I can already tell. I'm so sorry. Anyway, peace out, have fun. You want a little sneak peek of what's going on next time? Ready? 1, 2, 3, ha! Nailed it. All right, bye. Quarter. 1 1/4. 1/4 portion. 1/4 portion. I'm absolutely not doing that. I can do like a quarter of that. 1/4 portion. 3/4 portion. 1/4 portion. 1/4 portion. 3/4 portion. 1/4 portion. 3/4 portion. 1/4 portion. 1/4 portion. 1/4 portion. 1/4 portion. 1/4 portion. 1/4 portion. Quarter portions. Quarter portions. Quarter portions. Quarter portions. I fingered it. Lucky cookie. Nailed it. One time my friend told me that I should be on Nailed It, the baking show for horrible bakers. We're no longer friends. Dunk an egg and 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 dunk an egg. More plugs. Stick my finger in there. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I know. What's up? What's up? Come up here. Hey, come up here. Never mind. Golly. Hey, bud. Hey, bud. 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 Buddy. Buddy. Pal. My boy. Golden boy. There we go.
You want to be smarter with that.
I don't. Pumpkin. Orange zest. Ew. Racks. Put them on the racks. Oop. Make my skull. Putting the sin and cinnamon. Gotta get them. Oh no, too far. Egg. My quinoa. I didn't wash the pans. My hubris. But then sometimes I get carried away. Hey! Did I add vanilla? Probably. Guess who forgot to set a timer again? One tisp. Professional quality, ladies and gentlemen and others. Egg. Third is less than half. Wow, it tastes like every other cookie I've made. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I love to count. Those were the vegan ones, by the way. Hello? The vegan ones. We're good. I'm sure people are gonna have a totally normal, insane reaction to this. Oh, I'm gonna go broke from butter. I'm gonna do one batch of these. Hi, 375. See if they burn. If they do, we'll know that this recipe sucks. And if not, what was I saying? Don't lick my feet, you little freak. I'm just kidding. If you like feet, that's fine. I don't. None of them are in focus. Imagine that. What do you mean I should clear this off? This doesn't look like someone who's in the middle of a tornado. Look at that. The sink right there is just filled with garbage. Should I set a timer? Probably not. I mean, it tastes good, but it looks like shit. Oh no! No! Alright, whatever. Nothing matters anyway, we're all gonna die. These ones are gonna be teeny tiny little cookies. Itty bitty little guys. That's the one. That's the one I'm eating. Ooh. When it's made with oil, you know how it's I look very white. Hire me to neglect your dogs. I hear you and I see you. No, no! You have lost! Can I help you? Oh my god, it smells like burning. What is in there? What? What do you want? What do you want?
In a word, chaos.
Focus on the nuts.
All you have to do is not open this bag. Don't you know that danger is my friend? My whole life I train for. I'm gonna use every drink, every skill to use for this. Yeah, I know exactly what you are. Siren. Oops.
Oopsies. I forgot to turn this off. Oh. I do not like that. Egg, 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 egg. Undo's on 3 Fundo. You liking this? Freaks. Yo, hit me up those 4 reviews.